So I want you to take a second, pause the video, and think about 3 systems that are in place in your program. They can be planned or not planned, any way you want, and think of 3 systems. And then I want you to think about them in terms of which of these systems is good, which one isn't so good, and which one kind of falls in the middle. You might come up with 3 that are all good, all 3 in the middle, or all 3 not so good. Up to you, but pause the video and do that quickly to yourself. Just write it down or keep it in your mind. All right, so I hope that you have your 3 systems in place, or 3 systems written down, and we're going to start looking at what makes a good system or a bad system. So a good system has an objective. That means that you have a purpose for that system, a reason why it's in place, and you know what the end goal is. So with our online course example, our objective is to make sure that people have a good experience with our courses and that those who sign up complete the courses. So that there's never a problem of somebody not understanding how to start the course, forgetting that the course began, but making sure that we're getting people onto those sites, making sure they have a good experience, and that they reach the learning objectives for the course. A good system should also be planned. Like I said before, a system is going to happen whether it's planned or not. These things happen over and over again, so you might as well have a plan in place to make it a good system. So it's planned. You have step-by-step plans. It's measurable. With our online courses, we track how many people started the course and completed the course, how many people never began the course, how many people met the learning objectives. So we measure that at the end of each course, and that keeps us focused on, are we meeting our objective? The stakeholders also need to be considered. So thinking about who is part of that system, what are their needs, how can you reach them? With our online course example, we're remembering that these people don't have a lot of time, probably, if you're an after-school professional and you're taking our online course. So we're thinking about how can we get them information quickly in chunks so that we are not overwhelming them with emails while they're working on their course. With the example that we were talking about at the beginning of purchasing supplies, does your team know the budget? If not, then they probably need to give you a list that then you need to pare down. Are they able to have it done on time? So thinking about the stakeholders and what their needs are. The system should also be repeatable. Once you have that plan in place, it can be repeated and you can work through it each time. And with a good system, that reflection is built in. So you're thinking about that measurement at the end. Did you reach your objective? And then saying, did this system work for us? Or do we need to make adjustments through it? So with the online course example, one of the changes that we made was instead of having people reaching out to us to say they didn't understand necessarily pieces of it, we created a how-to tutorial YouTube video. So when they got on the site, they were able to see, okay, here are the different pieces I can click on. So once we saw that, we were reflecting that that was an issue, then we found a way to fix it. So some qualities of a bad system are just the opposites, really. There's no clear objective. It's just happening because it has to happen. There's no plan in place. It can be, maybe it's measurable, but it isn't being measured. The stakeholder isn't identified or considered, and there's no reflection built in. There's no time to look at it and think about, is this going well? Are we meeting our objectives? What should we be doing differently? And so those are the qualities of a good system and a bad system. After this video, we're going to go into a little more details about creating a system, a good quality system, in 7 steps. But I want you to now think about those systems that you wrote down about 5 minutes ago. Do you still think they fall in those categories where you said a good system, middle system, or not so good system? Or do you feel like they're moving around now? So reflect on that a little bit, and we'll dive deeper into systems in the next video.